Joining us, I'm Selena Schaefer. Britain's National Health Service does not have any evidence that patient data was breached following a ransomware attack, according to the agency. Tens of thousands of ransomware attacks Friday targeted organizations around the world, including 16 that are part of the National Health Service. Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest.
The virtual attack sent the UK's National Health Service into emergency mode. Ambulances and patients were turned away from hospitals across the country after malicious software crippled their computer systems, making access to patient records impossible.
They said, "I'm really sorry, but the computer system is down. You're going to have to go away. We can't have any appointments. It would be dangerous to do so because you can't access any of the files."
Hackers encrypted those files, rendering them unreadable. To decode them, they demanded $300 in ransom. The amount would double after 3 days. If ignored, they warned, data would be destroyed. The malware program appeared to exploit a vulnerability in Microsoft Windows, first identified by the U.S. National Security Agency and later leaked in a series of stolen documents. The hack wasn't just limited to computer systems in the UK. Businesses across Europe, including Spain's telephone system, were targeted. Japan, Turkey, and the Philippines were also infected. And in the U.S., FedEx was hit. But it appears the brunt of the attacks were felt in Russia, including the country's largest mobile phone company. Cyber experts say guarding against such malicious software is easy, but often overlooked.
If you keep your security up to date, if you make regular backups of your important data, then you can recover from an incident like this. The problem is many organizations don't defend themselves in advance against ransomware attacks and don't have backups.
Here in the UK, Prime Minister Theresa May said there was no evidence patient data had been compromised. It could take several days, though, to fix the system. At this point, analysts say the hack appears to be the work of cyber criminals and not state-sponsored. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, London.
According to experts, this particular malware emerged back in February and has one purpose: to extort money in return for releasing the data it has encrypted. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is busy vetting and interviewing potential candidates to replace former FBI Director James Comey. The president should make an announcement within a week. Roxana Saberi has more from New York.
I'm thrilled to be back at Liberty University.
President Trump delivered the commencement address at Liberty University in Virginia Saturday.
You must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right.
The president has received harsh criticism after he abruptly fired FBI Director James Comey this week in the middle of the ongoing Russia investigation. Associates of Comey say he was dismissed because he refused to pledge his loyalty to the president. The controversy escalated Friday when Mr. Trump tweeted, "James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press." In an interview with Fox News, the president says he never asked Comey to be loyal.
Did you ask that question?
No, I didn't. But I don't think it would be a bad question to ask. I think loyalty to the country, loyalty to the United States is important.
Saturday afternoon, Comey made a brief appearance outside his home. The president says he's moving quickly to find a new FBI director.
Very well known, highly respected, really talented people. And that's what we want for the FBI.
The list of candidates the White House is interviewing includes acting FBI Director Andy McCabe, Senator John Cornyn, former Justice Department official Alice Fisher, and Judge Michael Garcia. Roxana Saberi for CBS News, New York.
The next FBI director must be confirmed by the Senate. Well, the Yalobusha man wanted for allegedly poisoning animals for pay has been captured. Jonathan Perigin is being charged with the willful killing of animals by the Yalobusha County Sheriff's Department. He allegedly poisoned and killed 6 dogs. Dahl Stanley is in defense of animals and says Perigin was captured Friday night in Pontotoc County. He's since been transferred back to Yalobusha County. A homeowner who initially thought his house was being broken into discovered his home was actually on fire. The homeowner on Tyler Street in Longview was awakened by a noise. He thought it was someone breaking into his house. He barricaded himself in his bedroom and called the sheriff's department. When a deputy arrived, they saw the house was on fire. The resident then started to leave his bedroom but found out that his escape route was unavailable. He then knocked out a window air conditioning unit and crawled out of the window. The house was destroyed, but no one was injured. Volunteers in Pontotoc used hammers and paintbrushes to help make the dream of home ownership a reality for 2 families. WCBI's Chad Groening has the story on how this was made possible.
Construction of this house began on Mother's Day weekend last year, while the walls on another home went up this Mother's Day weekend. Volunteers from Pontotoc Habitat for Humanity were inside the first home applying paint, while others worked on the new home. Ginger PETTIT is the new executive director of the Pontotoc Habitat affiliate.
The houses are not free. They are based on your need, your ability to pay, and your willingness to partner with Habitat for Humanity. It's for people who normally would not be able to afford to get into a house.
This weekend's work was part of Habitat for Humanity's 10th annual National Women's Build Week, sponsored by Lowe's Home Improvement. Being able to partner with Lowe's is a huge advantage.
At the end, we will get a $5,000 gift certificate to Lowe's, and that's very beneficial to the Habitat affiliates because $5,000 will go a long way toward providing a house for a family in need.
All of the houses on this street are part of the Pontotoc Habitat for Humanity's Circle of Hope program, and they intend to build quite a few houses on this street in the coming years.
We hope to be building houses out here for at least the next 10 years.
And of course, no houses could be built without volunteers. Miki Addison is a host on American Family Radio's Urban Family Talk Network. She even brought 3 of her children to help.
It really makes a difference that we are laying a firm foundation. This morning, I encourage all of the builders that the foundation of an effective and a prosperous family is the Lord Jesus. So I'm really honored to be a part of a build like this.
And Jessie Garcia came with her fellow Woodforce Bank employees.
It's always good to give back to the community that you're actually involved in, and it's good to actually put some work into it and help see the people that we see on a daily basis and actually help them out and connect with them a little bit more.
And Julia Tucker is volunteering as part of her effort to be approved for a Habitat home.
I put in an application, and hopefully one day one of these houses will be mine. So I'm out here trying to help me or another family.
It's part of the, I guess, sweat that you got to put into it, right?
Sweat equity, yes, sir.
So far, no families have been assigned to these 2 homes. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Pontotoc.
The Pontotoc Habitat chapter tries to complete at least 1 home per year. Time now to turn it over to weather for our first look with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob.
Today turned out to be a great day to build some houses or even just spend the evening outside. We got a great sunset here, but we did start the day with some clouds. Didn't matter though, we got those temperatures up into the 70s. A couple of us got into the upper 70s as well. Right now though, things have cooled down quite a bit. In Columbus, we're at 62. Tonight those temperatures will fall down into the mid-50s. We'll get that clear sky though, and that's going to hang around for quite a while. Coming up, we'll talk about how warm Mother's Day will be, how dry we'll be through the week, and when our next chance of rain might be.
All right, well, there's nothing better than a home-cooked meal, except for maybe when the food is also homegrown. That's right, it's farmers market season around the Golden Triangle. This morning, hundreds turned out to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as home-baked goods and preservatives at the farmers market in downtown Columbus. Saturday was the kickoff of the 2017 farmers market season. Main Street organizers say that the 30 local vendors who are participating help strengthen Columbus's access to local healthy foods. It also connects people in the community to resources that can improve quality of life.
It's great for kids to start their healthy lifestyles at a young age, and we can teach them how to eat healthy out of the backyard instead of buying everything out of the store.
I just come to get the fresh vegetables and fruits, just homegrown merchandise. And actually it becomes a weekly ritual for me. I come practically every Saturday, and I just love coming out and enjoying the people and the food.
The Columbus Farmers Market is a state-certified farmers market, and the season runs through the end of October. Well, Tupelo also joined in on the farmers market fun. There was even an official ribbon cutting at the Farmers Depot. Customers were there early to take advantage of the outstanding selection of homegrown vegetables and other items for sale. Manager Carl Brangenberg says that the better weather this growing season should have a positive impact on the availability at the 2017 Farmers Depot. He says it's hard to beat the freshness.
Unless it's a small grocery store that buys from the farmer, the earliest you're going to find produce in a grocery store is about 14 days old, and plus you don't have the tax there.
Brangenberg also says that this year's market will be open also until October. It originally opened as the Tupelo Farmers Market back in 2000. Coming up after the break, hear how one area resident received an honorable dedication just in time for Mother's Day. Stay with us.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Selena Schaefer.
Welcome back. WCBI and Rick's Furniture teamed up to make Mother's Day extra special for one lucky mother. With a chance to win a $1,500 shopping spree to Rick's Furniture, we had 1,347 entries. And West Point resident Deborah Ely was given a VIP treatment as she browsed Rick's Furniture in Starkville this morning. Ely says that she was thrilled to have won such a special gift, and Rick's Furniture employees say they were happy to do it.
We've been a big part of the community since 1980, and families in this area are so important to us, and it's just our way of showing appreciation for our customers.
I am very excited that I won. I've been looking at furniture all morning for me and my mother, mainly more for my mother, because it's been a while that I was able to get her something real nice. And I love her a lot, and I wish her a happy Mother's Day. Very beautiful.
Isn't this pretty?
Deborah Ely is a mother of two, and she left with a living room set and something for her mother. Since the construction of Shivers Park in Maben 17 years ago, one Maben resident has walked the park's track nearly every day. 83-year-old Dorothy Holland's family and friends say that Holland loves the park. She can usually be found walking the park's track at her regular time of 8 a.m. 6 days a week. Today, several Maben town officials, along with most of Dorothy's family, gathered to honor her love of the park. Holland's family worked along with Maben's mayor to rename the park's walking track. This afternoon, the Dorothy Holland walking track was unveiled as a surprise Mother's Day gift from her family and the community.
We got some rain on Friday and Friday afternoon, but we're still looking at this drought all across the southeast. In particular, in our area, we are on the western edge of that. Coming up, we'll talk about our next chance of rain, as well as a look at your Mother's Day forecast.
Your first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
We started the day with some clouds, and that made things feel a little chilly, but once we got that sunshine in, we warmed up into the 70s today. Felt really enjoyable and comfortable out. Those clouds were a product of this cold front that's finally pushing its way off to the east. And as we look ahead, this high pressure is going to hang in control in the southeast, and that will keep us high and dry as well as clear of clouds. We're going to be seeing that sunshine for a long time, and that will be pleasant indeed. Right now, temperatures are in the low 60s. A few of us have fallen into the upper 50s. We see 59 in Starkville, 62 in Columbus, West Point at 64. We'll drop those temperatures a few more degrees and get them down into the mid-50s when it's all said and done. We'll see 54 in Columbus and in Amory. Starkville will be at 55, 56 in DeKalb, again under a clear sky all night. Now when we wake up tomorrow, it will be beautiful out there. We see by 9 a.m. we're in the 60s, 1 p.m. after lunch into the 80s all afternoon long. Beautiful sunshine-filled day for Mother's Day. We can see those highs here, 85 in Tupelo, 84 in Boonville, 83 in Starkville, 84 in Macon. Again, the sunshine will be there in full force all day tomorrow. We'll see the 80s as well in West Alabama. Now, if you're looking for some warm weather, it is coming. We get into the 90s on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday even are warm. We're going to have the average temperatures 10 degrees higher than where the average is this time of year. We see those 90s, normally around 80, 81 or so. And if you're looking for the rain as well, it is nowhere in sight. Here's our future rainfall. We're going to stay high and dry here. We can see some colors popping into our north and our west. We stay dry at least through Saturday, and this weather pattern may hold on all the way into the middle of next week. Looking at our 7-day forecast, then again, a beautiful Mother's Day tomorrow, 84. Spend the day outside. We get hot on Monday and Tuesday, but we're going to keep lots of sun and warmth as we head all the way through next weekend.
Baseball playoffs coming down to the wire as teams continue to chase the Golden Glove. Highlights and scores coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel.
We wrapped up the Fast Pitch Day Championships last night, and now we shift gears to baseball. North and South half finals continued today. Teams battling to make it to the title or survive another game. New Hope Trojans trying to stay alive against Oxford, but it'd be the Chargers who would jump out first, up 1-0. Ben Bianco connects on one to left. That gets to the wall. Bianco would slide in for a double here to get it going. And then C.J. Terrell, he's going to clean it up. This base hit to right is going to bring home Bianco from second. Hard charging, he just cruise on in to play a run. So it'd be 2-0 Oxford after one. But here come the Trojans. Bases loaded. Nick Sims is going to connect on one. That single is going to bring in a run. Only one run. Oxford's able to hold them to just one run. It'd be 2-2 after two. But it'd be way too much Oxford. The Chargers advance to the 6A title game with the 11-5 win. They sweep New Hope 2-0. Over to TCPS now. Seminoles trying to wrap up the 1A North half title against TCPS. Eagles, Cade Hall with the bunt. The throw is off. That's going to score. It'd be 1-0 TCPS here early on. Then John Mark Jolly hits one deep enough. It's back. That's good. Look at him waiting to tag up. Here comes another run for the Eagles. They're going to plate one. It'd be 2-0 TCPS. That's how it'd stay until the 6th. Then Peyton Blair rips one through the gap. That double sets up Smithville. So it'll be later on. It'll be bases loaded for the Seminoles. Heath Noe's going to come through. This little dribbler to second. He's going to be out at first, but that brings home a run. It'd be 2-1 TCPS lead, but then Smithville, they're going to be able to bring home a run on a walk. It'd be 2-2, and an Easton Hood walk-off wins it for TCPS Game 3 tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Smithville. Over to Nanawaya, the Warriors looking to sweep Resurrection, advance to the 1A title game. And here comes Resurrection. Patrick Lee hits a deep shot to left. Ty Tingle and Patrick Newton come in to score. So it'd be 2-0 early on for Resurrection. But the Nanawaya Warriors, they're called the Warriors for a reason. Down 3-0 here. Bryce Stanton is going to absolutely crush this one to left. Sayonara, that solo jack, is going to make it 3-1. Then it'd be bottom of the third with one runner on. Coley Taylor liked what Bryce did so much, he's like, let's do it again. This blast to center, that one's over the fence. The 2-run homer would make it a 3-3 game. And Nanawaya gets the come-from-behind victory, 6-5, a sweep resurrection. The Warriors will play Tuesday in Pearl for the Class 1A state finals. Also, for some quick recap on some scores, Tupelo wins 8-0 over Hernando. They'll advance to the 6A title. Also, Kossuth beats Moorville 1-0. It's a little bit of a weird series. Of course, Moorville won on a walk-off in Game 1. Kossuth wins 1-0 in Game 2. So that series tied up 1-1. They'll go to Moorville for a Game 3. And finally, last but not least, we go to of course, in 1A, you just saw TCPS was able to tie it up against Smithville. So we got a couple Game 3s coming up tomorrow to make for a great Mother's Day. Coming up next in sports, the Rebels continue to shock the softball world. Oxford may now be a softball town. Highlights of the SEC title next in sports. Welcome back. What a run by Ole Miss softball. There's really no words behind this run. The 8-seed Rebels charge right into their first SEC softball championship game in school history. That would make them the lowest seed to ever make it to the title game. Taking on LSU, Caitlin Lee on the mound. Boy, she brought the sauce on Saturday. Absolutely dominating performance all day Saturday. And then here the Rebels going to tack on some run support. Elantra Cox with the bases loaded. The blooper gets down. That's going to bring in a couple runs here. 2 runs would score. Rebels, they lead 2-0 early on. The very next batter, Kylan Becker. This one gets past the infield. That's going to bring home another run. Cox is going to be waved home. She's safe at the plate. 4-0 Ole Miss. Fast forward to the bottom of the 7th. Caitlin Lee on the mound was dominant against Alabama earlier today. She pitched that whole game, and then she's going to pitch this whole one. Great play at first for the out, and Ole Miss takes home their first SEC softball championship in school history with the 5-1 win. Lee became the first pitcher to throw every inning of a SEC tournament title win since 2010. Over in Oxford, senior night at Swayze, Colby Bortles and Sean Johnson being honored as the only seniors on the team. But A&M was making it a little bit difficult on senior night. Here Walker Pennington shoots one through the middle. That's going to bring home 2 runs for the Aggies. Texas A&M would lead 4-2 until the bottom of the 8th. Rally cap time, Tim Rowe with a chopper, bounces right off the glove of the shortstop. That would bring home Nick Fortes and Ryan Olenek. It'd be a tie ball game in the bottom of the 8th, and the Rebels weren't done just yet. New Hope's Will Golson comes up in the clutch, up 5-4. This dribbler up the middle, that's going to bring home yet another run. The RBI single would make it 6-4. It'd be a 4-run 8th for Ole Miss. They get the W 6-4. Game 3 of the series deciding matchup coming up tomorrow at noon. Then for Mississippi State, Denver McQuarrie on the mound trying to help the Bulldogs win their series over Georgia. It wouldn't be the Bulldogs' day over in Athens. It'd be the other Bulldogs' day. Georgia up 1-0 here. LJ Talley's base hit brings in Keegan McGovern and Mitchell Webb. So Georgia, they're up 3-0. This was really the staple on a very weird day for Mississippi State. Here, Elijah McNamee absolutely crushes one to center, but McGovern in center, he's going to flick the ball back in play, robs of a home run. Mayhem ensues. Let's take a look at that one more time. This might be the first time I've ever seen this. He makes the catch, but then the ball comes flying out of his glove, so it's in play, so it's not a home run. And during that, McNamee would round first, get past Cody Brown, so that means McNamee is out. So he gets robbed of a home run and declared out on the same play. That'd be Mississippi State's day in a nutshell. So Georgia gets the W Game 2, 4-1. Game 3 of that series deciding matchup coming up at noon tomorrow. Also, quick mention, didn't mention it in the last block, but of course East Union defeated Ingomar 11-5 to tie that series up. So a whole bunch of series tying games coming up, or series breaking games coming up tomorrow, both at the high school playoff level as well as the college baseball level. We'll have all of that coverage and highlights coming up for you tomorrow right here on WCBI Sports. We'll have Alaska with your forecast coming up next.
Selena, do you like barbecue?
I do.
Well, good, because I'm issuing a rare barbecue warning. This is barbecue weather here this week. We got 80s and 90s on the board, lots of sunshine. Great to get the chicken, the steak, or whatever you like out there. Perfect weather for it, though, for sure.
Just not yourself, right? Don't barbecue yourself.
That's
The
true, yeah.
sunscreen
Keep your hands
needed.
out of the fire.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you guys staying up with us. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Take care.